They are the insiders, Chris Johnston, Pierre LeBrun, and Darren Dreger. Gentlemen, the Chicago Blackhawks town hall was an unmitigated disaster. Rocky Wirtz posted an apology, but Chris, you're in Vegas for the All-Star weekend, so I imagine we're going to hear a lot more about this story over the next couple of days.
Well, it was such a disaster that it's actually overshadowed a little bit the start of this weekend here at the All-Star game, Gino. And I think that will especially be the case on Friday when Gary Bettman and Bill Daly are set to meet reporters, take questions from them ahead of the skills competition. And obviously, the biggest hot button issue will be Wirtz's comments, the league's reaction to those comments, how maybe they view the Blackhawks situation at this point in time. And, what I can tell you is there's no reason to believe that Rocky Wirtz, despite those comments and his apology, will step down from his role as a chairman of the Blackhawks. He's handed off most of the day-to-day responsibilities already to his son, Danny, there. But, earlier in the year, it was a $2 million fine that the NHL levied against the Blackhawks. One of the things we'll be looking to hear from Gary Bettman is whether there will be any further punishment after what happened this week.
Yeah, and despite the turmoil, the Chicago Blackhawks are planning on quickly moving forward with the hiring of a general manager or the head of hockey operations. As we talked about on Tuesday on Insider Trading, a number of candidates have been identified with varying levels of experience. But here's an interesting name for you. Sources indicate that Peter Chiarelli, who is working with Doug Armstrong and the St. Louis Blues, has been contacted by the Chicago Blackhawks and will interview for their hockey operations vacancy, among others. So this could move very quickly. As I said Tuesday, I'll repeat myself, the interviewing process expected to begin this weekend and drift into early next week.
Guys, no NHLers in Beijing with the men's Olympic hockey tournament set to drop the puck next Wednesday. But Pierre, you're hearing we could see best-on-best international play sooner than the next Winter Olympic cycle?
Yeah, plans are afoot. The NHL and the NHLPA had a meeting last week about the next best-on-best events, the World Cup of Hockey, to be held in 2024. The two sides plan to meet again next week. They also plan to bring in the IIHF and the country stakeholders in another big meeting in the next couple of months. But here's the most interesting part by far. The strongest possibility in terms of a window to hold the World Cup in 24, February of 24, midway through the 23-24 season, which is a complete departure from past World Cup / Canada Cup events. As we know, Gino, usually held in September before the season. The NHLPA for years has asked the league to think about having it mid-season. NHL owners won't be super happy about this if it does go through, but the plan right now, the strongest option right now being discussed is February 24 for a World Cup of Hockey. And of course, they're also committed to the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy.
Yeah, internationally, that's good news. Good news from the Canadian Hockey League as well, as details are being finalized on the on-again prospects game. It should be finalized, could be finalized as early as next week. It's expected that the prospects game will be played later this month in Kitchener. You're talking about the 40 top draft eligible players, 2 teams. Meanwhile, given all the makeup games necessary across the 3 CHL leagues, the Memorial Cup very much expected to be pushed into June. I mean, the good news is they're going to try everything to make sure the Memorial Cup gets played, but it can't go later than June.
We've missed it over the last couple of years. Back to the NHL, and the Ducks introduced Pat Verbeek as their new GM on Thursday. What's next for them, Pierre?
Well, unique situation in that Pat Verbeek got the job over 3 in-house candidates, among other candidates, but Jeff Sullivan, who was the interim GM, and Martin Madden and Dave Nonis all interviewed for the GM job, but it went to Pat Verbeek. So now the question is, those 3 guys that didn't get the job, how they feel about things. I'm told they are happy to stay on and to continue to do their job under Pat Verbeek. The real question is, what does Pat Verbeek want to do with his front office? And I think he's going to take his time and figure out who's who and who should be doing what.
They are the insiders, Pierre LeBrun, Chris Johnston, and Darren Dreger.